Tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi atu ki a koutou, ko Talava Tuhipa-Turner, tōku ingoa, ko Tūtangalo Tuhipa tōku mama, ko David Turner tōku papa. I currently work for the Department of Health and Human Services. I manage a team which coordinates a vast amount of information for our ministers and our executive to prepare them for parliamentary inquiry hearings. I chose the public sector as a career mainly because I wanted to put something back into the community. I guess my chief goal or my key objective of being in the public sector is just to try and make communities better. I spoke to a couple of people who had done the EMPA and it sounded fantastic. And I think I was at that point in my career where I was looking to sort of extend my formal learning and step up to a new challenge. So it was perfect timing. The main gaps that I felt the EMPA would address is about building my toolkit as a public sector leader. So being aware of all the tools and sort of other examples and sort of fantastic innovative things that other jurisdictions were doing, and then being able to reflect that into my own practice and the way that I do my work. I was also really keen to, I guess, extend my networks and relationships. So at that point I'd been in Victoria, working in Melbourne for a few years, and I was really keen to sort of establish those networks. The flexible way that the EMPA is taught was definitely helpful. I don't think I could have done a course which was structured around turning up for a class once or twice a week over a semester, sort of that traditional university model. I think by having those intense blocks of week-long courses made it much easier for me, and it also meant that I could almost compartmentalise the study a bit more. So I knew when there was a week course on, I would be fully immersed. It would be, very intense but very rewarding. And then once that week-long commitment was done, it was then up to me to be flexible about how I scheduled the assignments and scheduled my work around that. I think being new to parenthood and taking on the EMPA challenge was definitely daunting, but looking back I have no regrets. I remember getting the first folder of readings for the EMPA and just thinking, oh my God, I've made a terrible, terrible mistake. But look, I dragged myself along to that first course with my husband and my baby in tow. And after that, it all got much smoother. I knew what to expect. I knew how to schedule my time so I could meet both of those demands. I guess my advice for people who are thinking about the EMPA, particularly those who have families and young children, is to really establish your support network. And it may not be your partner. I mean, our mothers used to come over and help us with Tainui when he was very young, just for that support and to free up that capacity for me to be able to do that study. Some of the most valuable things I learned from the EMPA are definitely around collaboration and how to work with lots of different people very closely under pressure and for a short time frame. So the EMPA is structured around a lot of group work, and you'll often work with a new group of people for each of those assignments. So what I learned was, I guess, how to dive into that work quickly, but be very upfront and communicate what my expectations were as part of that team working together, and for us as a team to sort of encourage that clear communication. I think along with collaboration, the EMPA really reinforced how important it is to have relationships. And one of the things I really loved about the EMPA was that sense of collegiality, and that we're all in this together. We can achieve so much more as a team than as sort of an isolated individual. And I reflect that in the work that I do from day to day now. I was very privileged, I feel, with the cohort that I was part of with the EMPA. I think overall they were very clever and kind people. we each had our own sort of specific goals and what we were trying to achieve through the program, but I didn't ever feel that it was at the cost of another person's well-being, which I found really great. I think that the cohort was quite supportive, and a lot of that reflects, we're all sort of in the same boat together, and in a way, we were the ones who truly understood each of our own challenges in balancing work and study and family, and unexpected occurrences that life throws up. For someone considering to do the EMPA, I'd say go for it. It's a fantastic opportunity, and opportunities today aren't often available tomorrow. So it really is about, I guess, if someone is supporting you and championing you to do the ANZSOG EMPA, I'd take it with both hands. It's such a privilege. It was a privilege for me to be sponsored by this department, and I owe that to the support of my managers at the time. I think in terms of professional development and learning and confidence building, the EMPA has been integral to me. I know that I am a good public servant, and I have a hunger to sort of keep learning and keep building on those skills. And one of the things I found about the EMPA is it's like you find real pockets of just genuine interest, and you're like, wow, I love it, this is so interesting, it's so exciting, I'm really enjoying challenging myself. And then I think you take that quite readily back to your workplace.